Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Pokemon Y No Healing in Battle Wedlock Challenge. In the last episode, we made our way all the way throughout Route 6, north of Camp Freer Town, and explored the Parfum Palace, even defeating the dreaded Furfrou couple, with no casualties at all. Our original 6 are still intact and we still have 0 deaths, which is pretty crazy to me. And in this episode, we have to go ahead and use the Poke Flute that we got in the Parfum Palace and wake up this Snorlax and defeat it, because I'm not allowed to catch it. I have to defeat this Snorlax, and it's a pretty difficult fight. So, I'm going to go over my strategy really quick before we get into it. Let me check if I have battle animations on. I do. I haven't done anything since the last episode. So, my strategy for this is different than most people might think. So, obviously, Snorlax has a lot of special defense, and there's a problem with this Snorlax. It's going to use a lot of moves like Defense Curl, which are going to make it harder to hit with physical moves, making it a big-time tank. Now, everybody has Oran Berries except for Dara, and the reason for this is this Snorlax has a Citrus Berry. So what I did is I gave Dara Thief. So I'll be able to steal the Citrus Berry, which will be pretty great. It won't be able to get anything from it, and I will be able to get the Citrus Berry, and hopefully, I don't use it. That way I can plant it and duplicate the citrus berries, so we'll have citrus berries instead of orange berries for the upcoming areas, which would be huge. If not, there is another way to get a citrus berry at this point. I'll just have to fight a lot of Audino and end up stealing 5% from an Audino. I don't really want to. This one always has a citrus berry, so we're going to want to get that. And I can set up Reflect and Mach Punch it, and then right before the citrus berry takes effect, I want to do it with Ratana. The reason for this is I can Defense Curl to get super beefy so it can barely do anything to me. And I can Water Gun, which is a special attack. And it has a move called Lick, which is going to paralyze my Pokemon a lot. But it won't be able to paralyze Ratana, which is a really good strategy in my opinion. Everybody else would be hurt by Lick, except for Pidgeotto here. Which, I mean, I could do Pidgeotto, but I just think Ratana's my best bet. And I can Thief with Dara. So, one more thing I want to go over is somebody in the comments mentioned I should go buy the Struggle Bug TM back in Lumio City for Dara. So Dara will have a decent special attack that's Stab. I will definitely do that after I beat the Snorlax, and I'll get rid of Thief for it. So, hopefully I remember to do that. With that being said, it's time to take on the Snorlax, which is pretty deadly, and I'm hoping everything goes as planned. Here goes nothing. Alright. Oh, it's you two. Did you actually manage to borrow the Poke Flute? Yeah, we did. We got it. It's right here, dude. I'll hand it over. Thanks, no problem. Alright, so Snorlax is going to be pretty grumpy when you wake it up. You know, it's like when you wake up your dad. He's like a big bear in bed, and you wake him up, and he's like, you know what I mean? He's all like, beat it. I don't know if that's like similar, but my dad's fat, so, I mean, I'm fat too, but, I mean, the fatter people tend to be bears, basically. And Snorlax is, well, fat and a bear. So, it's going to get grumpy. Long story short, we're going to stop it. Are we ready? As ready as I'm going to get. Feels nice to have this flute in my hands again. Okay. Yeah. Let's continue. Snorlax, it's time to wake up, big guy. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Snorlax opened its eyes wide. Alright! Time to fight Snorlax on the bridge. Shiny? It would have been pretty cool. I actually don't want it to be shiny because I would have to catch it at that point, which it would be allowed to be caught at that point, but yeah. Alright, so having no item, first things first, I'm going to Thief this thing. I want to get that Citrus Berry away from it as quickly as possible. That way it can't take anything. Alright, Amnesia's fine. I'm not using special attacks anyways. Waste your turn as much as you want with Amnesia. That's great. Next up, I'm going to go for Reflect. I probably should have Mach Punched before it started using Defense Curl. But Reflect does protect me if it uses Tackle and stuff. Amnesia is basically giving me free turns, so I have nothing to worry about. Let's Mach Punch it and see how much it does. Yeah, we have a lowering attack nature, so it's not going to do very much. But I just want to stockpile damage on it without using the Citrus Berry, and then I can get out and hopefully switch into Ratana, which will work out really well for us. So let's Mach Punch it again. Just whittling it away. It's spamming Amnesia for whatever reason. Continue to do it. That would be amazing. Honestly, I'd be super happy. Alright, now it's going for Lick, which isn't going to do very much, but it probably will paralyze me. It didn't. Alright. I'm going to Mach Punch until Reflect wears off. I'll set up Reflect, and then I'll switch out. Yeah, here comes Tackle. Yeah, that's okay. The Reflect wore off. I'm going to set Reflect back up. If it crits me, it will waste the Citrus Berry, which I really don't want to happen. I want to keep the Citrus Berry. That wasn't a crit. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to switch. Yes. Hopefully it goes for Lick, not Defense Curl. Lick would be really nice. Yes, it did. Alright, great. Also, I don't know what I was talking about. I said I need to hit it with special attacks. I'm completely wrong here. You need to hit it with physical attacks. They have a lot of special defense. I got that swapped. I know what I'm talking about, though. It's physical attacks. And it's dead. So, see you later, Snorlax. Nice fight. Alright, Ratana's going to grow to level 18, meaning everybody's at least level 18 now, which is pretty cool. And wants to learn Headbutt. I mean, that could be really huge for us. But Return is so good. This is huge because it's, like, flinching. I'm not sure if Return does more than 70 at this point. I'm going to guess that it does, and I'm not going to teach Headbutt. Return's just more power, and we're slower anyways because we have a Brave Nature. So, I think Return's my better bet, unfortunately. Okay, Snorlax fled into the mountains. That's great. No leftovers for us, but we did get that Citrus Berry, which is very, very useful. So we're going to give the Poke Flute back. We don't need it anymore. These guys are just talking. It's boring. Let's get out of here. Get out, guys. Nobody wants to talk to you. And Shauna, you need to go somewhere because I do not want to see your face anymore. Was that supposed to be an attempt to patch things up? Yeah, Shauna. Just beat it. So, I did clear my berry field. I know I said I'd never show this to you guys, but I don't really feel like it's necessary to cut this out. But I am going to go ahead and take that Citrus Berry away right away. And I'm going to go ahead and plant it. And tomorrow, or in the next episode, we will have plenty of Citrus Berries, which is crucial for a challenge like this. So I'm going to plant it and water it. And I'm not sure if they mutate with anything, but I'll plant a Pecha Berry next to it. Because why not? It might give me something. But other than that, I'm going to leave it. And Pecha Berries next to Orange Berries make the Aguava Berries. But I'm just going to plant a Pecha Berry. We have plenty of these. I never need to plant anymore. So I'm not going to keep filling the fields just to have hundreds of berries. It's kind of pointless. I mean, Orange Berries would be alright. But I'll do that with Citrus Berries for sure. Those are good to heal with. But now we're going to head on to Route 7. And we'll be able to get our encounter on Route 7 and fight a whole bunch of trainers. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back to Lumiose City and buy the Struggle Bug TM. We have plenty of money, so it shouldn't be a problem at all. I have, yeah, 20,000. That's plenty. I'll have 10 grand left, and I'll be able to buy a Struggle Bug for Dara. So I'll be doing that. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, guys. I went ahead and got Struggle Bug and taught it to Dara. And I put Jaburu up front for Route 7, because I want to lead with Jaburu for the start. And we're going to be interrupted by our boring friends here, who is like, hey, you should totally go to the daycare. Are you going to use your Pokemon at the daycare, Propes? You totally should do it. It's awesome. And they show us the daycare, because we need to be shown how to use the daycare. I'm not going to use the daycare. I mean, I don't have a rule against using it for leveling up Pokemon, especially if it's a low-level Pokemon. I agree that you probably shouldn't, but there's nothing against it. I've actually done it on the channel, believe it or not. I do believe I did it when I was leveling up my Magikarp in Omega Ruby. So, it's definitely something you can do. Don't look down on it. If you can train the normal way, why not? But we also get the bike up here, don't we? Oh, no, not quite yet. Never mind. I was just thinking, because that's where I used to ride my bike back and forth to hatch eggs. Anyways, a lot of you guys are probably, like, super excited because I'm about to get my encounter. Well, I'm not to burst your bubble or anything, but I'm actually going to wait. I'm not going to do it the traditional way, and I'm not getting my encounter in the flowers. I actually want something different than what you would think, so it's more common in the regular grass. Regardless, I'm going to fight this lady. She has a Smeargle. A lot of these painters have a Smeargle, and she happens to look like Trevor. Artist Georgia has a Smeargle, so yeah. The reason I wanted to do this with Jaburu is because they know Ember, Water Gun, and oh, it knows Thundershock too, doesn't it? Level 16? Holy crap. That's ridiculous. I thought it was level 10. It spiked, that's for sure. But we took it out in one hit anyways. Goodbye, Smeargle. That's the one Pokemon on this route that I don't want. Like, Flabebe too, but, I mean, nothing against Flabebe. I told you guys, I just have used one before. Same with Pidgeotto, though, so I guess I can't hate on it. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to do it with Jaburu and Alinta. I know they have Thundershock and stuff. Please, God, don't have Rock Throw. Can you say over? That would be so bad. Mona and Paula. The reason I know how to pronounce that name is because Paula was actually somebody on Big Brother once. P-A-O-L-O is Paula, not Paola. But it's interesting. Yeah, please don't have Rock Throw. I'm going to target the right one, because it feels right. And I'm going to give a little bit of assistance to Jaburu, just in case we don't finish it off. And we did. Alright, I don't think I'll take the other one out, though, because we don't have Stab from return. Please don't use a Rock Throw. I know they know some crazy attacks, and I think a Smeargle could kill a Linta with Rock Throw, really. So, Clear Smog. Interesting choice. I don't understand that choice, but I appreciate that choice nonetheless. Alright, let's take out Smeargle. So one thing interesting, I'm probably going to run my mouth here and regret it, but I've noticed that in a lot of my series, almost all of them, I've had my original 6 sticks together for quite the early portion of the game. And I know it's no healing. I thought we'd have a lot more deaths at this point than I do. I'm shocked that the team is stuck together. And I'm really concerned that what will happen if these 6 Pokemon are still here by the time we do reach Grant. That's something to really think about. And I'm terrified. I don't have any idea what we're going to do. And I'm pretty scared. Also, there's an electric type coming up. But I think my best bet is going to be to do it with Dara and Ratana. Because Dara has a lot of special defense. And I'm going to use an Oranberry on Alinta. Just because I've got plenty of them and it's a little bit of healing. I also organized the bag. So, let's do that. Alright, I think that's all the trainers on this little section. But there is a battle coming up that's pretty heated. Also, they're going to show me this thing. I guess I can talk about the battle... Battle Chateau? It is the Battle Chateau, not the Maison. But, it's actually a pretty decent place to train. I probably won't train in there at all. I'll probably never enter there. I know I said I'd fight everybody. That area doesn't count because the trainers shuffle out all the time. This area is completely optional for me, and I'm never going to go in there. The reason for that, really, is... they're unpredictable. I could go in there right now, and the Pokemon could be really high level. I don't actually know how it works. And I do remember that I almost lost my Hone Edge when I went in there to train on my original Y Wedlock. I ran into a trainer with an Absol that was like 100 levels higher than me. It was crazily high level. And it was a really close call, and I didn't want to deal with that whatsoever. So I'm not going to go in the Battle Chateau, but it's definitely there to train on if you know how it works. I just don't, and I don't really care to take the time to figure out how it works. I'm also very aware this Smeargle probably has a Water Gun. Rock Throw! Oh my god, it has Rock Throw! I called it! Oh my god, it missed though, which is kind of hilarious. Let's see if Psybeam finishes off Smeargle here. That'd be pretty nice. Yeah, good. Alright, Rock Throw wouldn't have killed me. I'm not 4 times weak to it. But Vanua, or somebody that was 4 times weak to it, might have died from that. Smeargle aren't the greatest Pokemon, but 4 times effective? That's pretty wild. I'm glad I did this with Soliantu. Thanks for the scare, buddy. I almost led with Dara, remember? Holy crap. But yeah, I'm going to put Dara and Ratana back up front, because now is the battle that I was talking about. And I know there's an electric type. I'm aware. We should be okay. Hopefully. Yeah. Here we go! Yeah, alright, let's do it. If y'all don't mind, I'd love to have a Pokemon battle with everyone. How should we pair up? Tierno and Trevor versus Probst and me. Sure. Okay, Probst. Since we're neighbors, we might as well battle together, right? Neighbors that battle together, stay together. It's an anime title reference from Pokemon Chronicles, I believe. Anyways, time for the rival battle against Trainer, Tierno, and Trevor. It's a double battle, and Tierno still has his Corphish, but Trevor has a Pikachu, which is terrifying because our whole team is weak to Electric, except for Soliantu, but there's a Corphish on the field. So, we need to eliminate that Pikachu as fast as possible. Hopefully it targets Fletchling, and with Dara's special defense, I think we'll be able to take a Thunder Shock. And it's targeting the Pikachu. Nice work, Serena. Easy to get you two mixed up. I don't really like either of you. But anyways, let's Struggle Bug. And please don't Thunder... They both target Dara. It's possible. Yeah, Thunder Shock's coming for Dara. It didn't do very much. Alright, that's fine. And Vice Grip's going for Fletchling. Alright, I was worried for nothing. This Pikachu's pretty weak. Well, I mean, Dara's got a ton of special defense, right? So, whatever. I'm going to Struggle Bug. It's going to peck the Corphish. Hopefully we'll be able to take them both out right here. And Trevor's other Pokemon, I believe, from memory, is a Flabebe. So, hopefully Fletchling... Oh, and Struggle Bug lowers the special attack. That's actually really good. I never really considered that. That's pretty huge. I'm going to Struggle Bug. It should take them both out. If the Quick Attack's the Corphish. Nah, of course not. Oh, Struggle Bug would kill the Corphish now. Because it will be a 1 target instead of 2. Alright, great work, Zara. Level 19. I'm really liking Ledian. I know I said it's suckiest suck that ever sucked, but I like to use Pokemon I've never used before. And Dara's definitely proving herself to me. Himself. It's one of those names. Like Olive from Omega Ruby. It's just a name that sounds girly, but it's on a guy. Dara. You know. Whatever. Alright, now I'm going to switch, because Struggle Bug's not going to do too much. Ratana can come in and finish this Flabebe off with a return. No problem. Speaking of Flabebe, though, I would really appreciate it if I didn't get one on this route, because I do believe this is the final route that I can get one. And I just want to avoid it completely. It's just a Pokemon that I've used before. I don't want to use it again. I'd rather get a Smeargle. Now that I've said this, this is what my fate will be, right? It's definitely the second most common thing on the route. I mean, I'd love to use a Smeargle, but it'd be really hard to set up right, and I don't think it would work well for me. But I would definitely give it a shot if it was the only female Pokemon that it was in the PC. But out of the other males, it would probably never get touched. That's just how it is. Whatever. It sure is interesting to see how different each trainer's style is. Need to head to Ambret Town now. Also, we can get 2 encounters up here, actually. I forgot about that. I'm going to lead with Vanua. The Pokemon that I want wouldn't be able to do very much to Vanua if I got it. Actually, Jaburu's my best bet. Yep, Jaburu's my best bet. Alright, let's lead with Jaburu. So, I don't know if you guys could tell, but the Pokemon that I want really desperately is a Krogunk. It's a 35% chance in the normal grass. So I wanted to wait till we got to the normal grass. So, my encounter for Route 7 is going to be... Please. Please. It's an Illumise. I mean, like, it's a female. We need a female. I'm alright with it. Fine. Let's quick attack this little thing. Illumise is perfectly fine with me, and I've got a great nickname in mind. It's a reference, and only one person's gonna get it. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and catch this Illumise. I don't know what I want to catch it in. I mean, a pretty pink heal ball would be nice, but I don't have one. A net ball. It's a bug type. Why not? Alright, so dunk that neck ball on it. What? Alright, let's dunk that net ball on this thing. 1, 2, 3. Got him, boys. Alright, we got an Illumise. It's interesting. I've never used an Illumise before. I very strongly prefer Volbeat, but what can you do? We got an Illumise. So, Illumise is the Firefly Pokemon. With its sweet aroma, it guides Volbeat to draw signs with light in the night sky. I'm going to check my naming theme, which is a Survivor Tribe naming theme. I'm going to find a suitable nickname for this thing, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, it didn't take very long whatsoever. This name is actually the name of the buff that I am currently wearing. This is the buff. The purple buff that I have. I don't know if anybody's on my Twitter has seen it. I'm wearing the Survivor buff from this tribe as we speak. There's a reference to this. It's from Season 12, Panama, Exile Island. And... you see, let me explain my reference here. So, a while back, you guys might have heard in, like, Episode 2, I said, if I had a girlfriend, I'd love to get her a buff from Survivor, and then we could both be wearing buffs like we're in our own little tribe. Super cheesy, and I actually have a girlfriend, and I said that before we actually started dating. Long story short, I did get her a buff, because why not? And I didn't realize this, but I got her the buff from the same season as the one I'm wearing, except it was the other tribe. So I wanted to name the Illumise after that tribe. However, the meaning of this name would be so fitting down the line. But I think I'm going to use it anyways. So scratch that. It's not the name of the buff I'm currently wearing. It's the name of the buff from the other tribe of the season that I'm currently wearing. Regardless, also, if you don't know what a buff is, it's the little headwear that they give everybody on Survivor. You can buy them. They're the official merchandise. Whatever. Regardless, it's from Season 12, Panama Exile Island, and it's the Spanish word for the mine. It would have been great for a Pokemon coming up in the mine, but it's super fitting here. So, with that explanation out of the way, the name I'm giving this Illumise is Lamina. So we have Lamina, the Illumise. I think it's a pretty girly name, and it's pretty cool. So we have Lamina, the Illumise. And let's see what my next encounter would have been. Ooh, Personberry. I'm definitely going to plant those. Yeah, that's going to be really helpful. And we can grab a tiny mushroom. So I really wanted a Krogunk. I had the best name for it. It was actually a reference to somebody that watches the series. They've been a viewer of mine for a long time. So shout out to Vapor Terra in the comments. Roselia wouldn't have counted. But Vapor Terra, his icon, or their icon I should say, is a Krogunk. And there's a tribe that sounds almost identical to their username. So I thought it would have been a really cool name to give a Krogunk. But we didn't get a Krogunk, so I apologize greatly to them. They're probably like, oh my god, that sucks. But it's okay. There's a Krogunk. Rest in peace, right? I'm so sad right now. I wanted a Krogunk desperately. It would have been awesome, but we didn't get it. So I'm going to gust this Krogunk, because why not? And who knows, maybe while I'm training here, I'll get a shiny Krogunk, right? Probably not, but I'll train here just in case. What? Oh, it has Black Sludge. I don't have Thief on anything. I don't have a Poison type, though, so it doesn't matter. But that would have been cool. That would have been awesome. Wow. A Black Sludge Krogunk. I'm so sad right now. That would have been epic. Wow. I'm happy with Lamina. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, so before we end the episode, there is a little bit left to do. I can get something over here with Cut. And you might be thinking there's a trainer right before Camp Freer Town that you can fight using Cut. And I say I have to fight everybody. It's not necessarily everybody. It's everybody that is in view. I'm not going to purposely teach my Pokemon HM moves that I don't need, just to fight a trainer that I'll steamroll anyways. So hopefully nobody's mad about that, but I'm not teaching somebody Cut just for that. But if I do teach somebody Cut anytime soon, I'll go fight them. So there's one more place to get an encounter this episode, and I'm actually pretty excited for it, but it's also very dangerous. This would be a really good spot for me to have a Flabébé, because there is a Pokemon in here that you can get that is very dangerous. And if I run into it, the chances that I end up running away are very high. Unfortunately. It would be really cool, though. And there's... Well, basically, we're in the Connecting Cave, which is called Zubat's Roost. And I can't get Zubat, so that's great. My encounter for the Connecting Cave is going to be not a Zubat. Because the previous game clause, Zubat is unable to be used. So this Zubat does not count. Alright, no Zubat for us, which is great, because, I mean, they're so common, and we've paid that tax. So, I don't remember what she has, but she heals me. And, oh no, she doesn't. It's the other trainer. I mean, we'll fight her. Obviously, I healed up. Mercy. I knew her name was Mercy. Funny story as to why I knew her name was Mercy. Basically, when I made my layout, I put images, like, to see what it would look like with the gameplay in the background or whatever. And I actually pulled up a random episode of Marilands and clicked to a random time spot just for a picture. And it actually landed on this exact trainer. And I was like, oh my god, how fitting is that to have Pokemon breeder Mercy in the thing, because obviously there's going to be no Mercy, because this challenge is really difficult, but, you know, I thought that was cute. But that's how I knew her name was Mercy. I didn't actually guess it. Obviously, if I'm going to guess a name, I'm probably not going to come up with Mercy. That's pretty different, right? Alright, let's Struggle Bug this Pikachu. The reason I'm doing it with Dara is because special defense is super high. I can probably steamroll a Pikachu 2 hits anyways. And Struggle Bug, that's super good. Struggle Bug with facing special attacking electric types, they basically get crippled. Like, we're not even weak to electric because it's so good. Unless they crit, of course, but, you know, even with Light Screen, that'd be pretty great. Like, not the crit, but in general, like Light Screen and Struggle Bug, it's pretty good. Oh, a Litleo. That's pretty awesome. I can let Ratana fight that with Water Gun. I don't think we've used Water Gun yet with Ratana. We might have. But, I mean, Return's just so much better. It would probably do more than Water Gun anyways. I'm going to Water Gun regardless, because we have it. Oh, I have Bulldoze, too. Bulldoze would probably do more than Water Gun would with that brave nature. Oh, well. It doesn't really matter. I'll take it out the next turn. So if she had a Litleo, a Pikachu, a Ducklet, what's her other Pokemon going to be? Can I guess it? I'm going to guess Whismur, because you can find Whismur in this cave. It's possible. The other Pokemon is an Oddish. That makes sense. I'm going to fight it with Dara just because Ratana's weak to it. I mean, I could have done it with Ratana. I'm sure Return would have taken it out in one hit. Dara's just going to make it take a little bit longer, but Dara needs to fight too. He might be weak, but he's kind of tanky at this point in the game. And Strugglebug's still doing quite a bit. I mean, oh, that was a crit. Never mind. Rest in peace, Dara. Dara's good, though. I mean, I've seen so many people loving Dara and Ratana. Something really funny that I actually want to share that I read, somebody in my Discord said. This was actually really, really cool. I want to pull it up in a second. So once we get our encounter, I'll pull it up when I'm looking for a name. Hopefully I remember, because it's really cool and I want to share it. But, now that that's out of the way, that's not the trainer that heals me. I can lead with Ratana. Ratana's pretty bulky, so yeah, I'm going to do it. Alright, my encounter for the connecting cave can only be one of three things, actually. And it's going to be a Whismur. That sucks. I really don't like Whismur, but I wanted an Axew, even though they're the dangerous thing. But we've got another female Pokemon. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. This actually might kill it now that I think about it. Please don't. Ooh, that was close. Alright, good thing we didn't. Uproar is pretty dangerous, but wow. That did a lot of damage. Holy crap. I'm going to Ultra Ball it just so we catch it. That should be guaranteed at this point. So, Whismur. Name. What are we going to name it? Survivor Tribe's naming theme, for anybody that doesn't know at this point. I'm going to have to check my list, but I'm actually pretty excited. Whismur's kind of cool. I mean, the other things I could have got was an Axew and a Meditite. And Meditite I wouldn't have liked because I used a Meditite in my original... I used a Meditite in my original Y Wedlock that I refer to for almost the whole game. From the time we fought Karina to the end of the game. And her name was Amber. Amber the Medicham was really good. And I was actually going to name the Pokemon I got in this cave after Amber. And you might be like, how? You have a naming theme. I'll show you how. Whismur is the whisper Pokemon. If it senses danger, it scares the foe by crying out with the volume of a jet plane engine. And we're going to go ahead and get a nickname for this Whismur. So I'm going to check my list and find the name I had in mind, and I'll be right back. Probably didn't even cut. So, the name that I had in mind is from Season 22, Redemption Island, and it's the Merge Tribe. And the name is from one of the contestants' wife's stuffed animals. And he made up some funny excuse, like saying it was like some word or something, and they were like, oh yeah, that's so cool, that's such a good name. And he was like, it's my wife's stuffed animal. And he was laughing and stuff, and nobody ever knew, which was until after the show probably, which was pretty funny. But you're like, why does this relate to Amber, your Medicham? His wife's name is Amber. So, with that being said, the name I'm giving this Whismur, the Merge Tribe of Season 22, is going to be Merlonio. We have Merlonio, the Whismur. I hope I'm saying that right. It looks right to me. Merlonio is our second female, which is pretty cool. Alright, we've gotten some encounters, which is pretty great. So, that thing I wanted to show you guys. Give me 1 second, and I'll talk about that. Okay, guys, so in the Discord channel, he goes by Brian, but in the comments, he goes by B. Aerts, or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize. But he did something like a really cool parody of the Avatar: The Last Airbender that I wanted to share while we head back to the Pokemon Center. So what's really cool about it is our entire team is weak to Electric and Rock, except for Soliantu and except for Ratana. Basically, if any of you have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, this will sound very familiar to you. If not, go watch the intro to it, and then you will know what I'm talking about. Regardless, this is what he typed up, and it's really, really cool. Electric, water, rock, ground. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Rock Nation attacked. Only the Bee-Barrel, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed her most, she vanished. 100 years passed and my brother and I discovered the newbie barrel, a ground bender named Ratana. And although her ground bending skills are great, she has a lot to learn before she's ready to save anyone. But I believe Ratana can save the world. Which I thought was super creative and really cool. I wanted to give a little showcase to that. Because our whole team's weak to rock. And if we happen to make it to Grant, Ratana is our only hope. Which I thought was really cool. So definitely thank you for that. It's a really cool form of fan art and neat parody that you did there. So, with that being said, let's head into the Pokemon Center and check out the 2 Pokemon that we caught this episode. Because they might be pretty cool. Who knows? They might be holding something. They might be a really good nature. I'm guessing Modest on that Whismur. Brave. That's completely the opposite. Not actually the opposite, but that's pretty decent. Return would be pretty good. Brave with Soundproof and Serious with Oblivious. Alright. Oblivious, really? Interesting. That's pretty cute. Alright, I'll go put these guys in the female box. And now we have a couple choices for Pokemon, which is really good, in case the unthinkable does happen. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Wedlocks like Pokemon Y, feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode, where we go all the way to Embret Town, even getting another cool Pokemon from a different Pokedex, if you guys know what I mean. So with that being said, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.